The specs haven't changed at all since we first saw this device back in November. It still has the same Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 series processor and up to 8 gigabytes of RAM with up to 512 gigabytes of storage depending on the model. Even so, the Royal Flex Pi is still a really exciting device. This isn't a concept, this isn't a prototype, this is a real foldable phone you can buy right now. And you can do this all you want without destroying it. That's pretty cool.
What you just saw was a regular old iPhone 7 Plus show a 3D video. This isn't some magic trick, but rather a screen protector that could turn the iPhone, or, well, any phone for that matter, into a 3D display. I should note that you're watching a 2D video, so it's hard to see the 3D effect here, but in person, it's much more prominent. All this 3D magic works by combining a special lenticular screen protector and an app. It's called Holoscreen. The best part is the price. It costs between $30 and $40, about the same price as a regular screen protector. And in the demo I saw, my first reaction was, wow, it works. The 3D effect looked really smooth. The protector does not alter the 2D screen at all, but when I'm using the app that comes with Holoscreen, I can view 3D photos and videos as well as take my own and share them. The one caveat here is to capture 3D content, you need to have a phone with 2 rear cameras, like an iPhone 7 Plus. The 2 companies behind Holoscreen are Holotech and Lucid. Holotech makes displays for mid-range phones, and Lucid worked with Red on its Hydrogen One 3D phone. What's remarkable is that really the only other phone with anything like this 3D-wise is the Red Hydrogen One, and that sells for $1,300. One of the criticisms I had about the Hydrogen One was that you could only share 3D videos and photos to people who had their own Hydrogen One. But for $30, anyone with a phone can now view or make 3D content. Holoscreen is aiming to be the Google Cardboard for 3D. I don't think Holoscreen will transform anyone's deep-seated beliefs or hatred for 3D. But for many people who are curious about 3D, I think it's an affordable way to test the waters. The Holoscreen protector will be available later this summer.
I don't blame you for being skeptical of a gadget like the Nubia Alpha. We've seen concepts for wearable phones before, but they mostly remained behind glass as prototype devices. But Nubia, an associate company of ZTE, came to MWC 2019 in Barcelona with an actual wearable phone I could try on. But more than that, Nubia says the Alpha will actually go on sale. It didn't tell us when or give us a price, but that's a start at least. I too was skeptical when I first saw the Alpha, but you know what? I thought it was fun and kind of cool. Of course, whether anyone wants something like this is another question, but we can answer that later. Because like the foldable phones that have rightly overtaken MWC this year, the Alpha is something new at the very least. Is it a phone watch or a watch phone? Either, I guess. I think it's mostly a smartwatch with a phone attached, but the answer would really depend on how you plan to use it. It comes in black or bright gold. This is not a watch for people who like minimalist design, and it uses a clasp to close. I couldn't fully wear it because it was attached to a security cable, but I usually avoid metal bands on watches anyway. Nubia says it's water resistant. The company didn't give specifics on how durable it is, but it didn't feel cheap. The Nubia comes in 2 variants, Bluetooth and eSIM with support for 4G networks. Naturally, to make calls, you need a Bluetooth headset. I didn't try that. There's not room for a full keyboard, so you'd have to use an alphabetic keyboard straight out of 2005. Yeah, I never used it to send a message, but the phone handles voice commands, but I didn't try them. You can interact with the flexible 4.01-inch OLED display in a couple of ways. I mostly swiped up and down and back and forth through the various menus using my finger. Then I selected icons with a tap. The screen was responsive and easy to use. To go back, just press the crown. The Alpha has gesture recognition as well. I can move through menus by waving my hand in front of the camera lens. It worked well enough, but wasn't totally smooth. But even if it was perfect, I suppose I'd use my finger if I owned the Alpha. You'd look a bit silly standing in the street waving your hand over your wrist. The Alpha has plenty of features including a 5-megapixel camera, a music player, Wi-Fi, maps and navigation, sleep tracking, fitness and health assistant apps, 16 gigabytes of RAM and mobile payment support. The camera also records video and is powered by a Snapdragon Wear 2100 processor from Qualcomm. Nubia didn't say how long the battery would last. So no, the Alpha won't be for everyone, and if you're still skeptical, I still don't blame you. But from what I saw, the Alpha is a nice start to something new. With every other phone looking like a black rectangle, I can be intrigued for now.
New technology has propelled us forward at breakneck speeds, making many parts of our lives more simple. Meanwhile, it's also affected us in other ways. For instance, you may not get the same quality of sleep you once did. Maybe you're up later, or find yourself yawning all the time at work. The upshot is that while technology has caused a handful of sleep problems for a lot of people, it can also be the solution. Here's how. One of the biggest culprits of your lack of sleep is the blue light emitted by the screens you're constantly staring at. Your phone, computer, tablet, or even TV. This blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, which inevitably will affect your circadian rhythm. Scheduling blue light filters like night shift on your Mac or iPhone on a schedule with local sunset times can help reduce the amount of blue light your eyes see after sunset. But if you have smart bulbs in your house, you can do the same with those. After sunset, try minimizing the time you stare at device screens, but also dim the overhead lights and lamps and switch them from a harsh white to a much warmer tone. Whether it's binging YouTube videos or playing games, we often look to our phones, tablets, and televisions for late night entertainment. Try giving your eyes a rest instead. Instead of using your phone, use your smart speaker to listen to an audiobook or podcast. You can even play games with your Alexa or Google Home speakers, such as choose your own adventure stories, trivia, or even blackjack. When you're finished playing and ready to doze off, try using your smart speaker as a white noise machine. Google Home and Alexa speakers are capable of playing all sorts of nature, city, or other relaxing sounds. Just say something like, play thunderstorm sounds. You can even follow it up with a sleep timer command. Say the wake word followed by stop in 20 minutes. Try using a smart speaker as an alarm clock and for your morning routine. If you do that, you can leave your phone out of the bedroom altogether. This will keep you from browsing Twitter until you doze off, an hour or two later than you would have, or waking up and checking those late night notifications. Smart speakers have come a long way and handle alarms with ease. You can wake up to your favorite song or playlist, or if it's your thing, wake up to the weather and news of your choice. You may be getting enough sleep, but it may not be quality rest. Fortunately, these days, there's no shortage of ways to track your sleep. In addition to counting steps, wearable fitness trackers like newer Fitbits also track your sleep. Just wear it to bed and it will track you through the night to tell you how much deep sleep you actually got, how many times you were awake, and how long you were restless. You may find it difficult to fall asleep if you're too cold or too warm. So with your smart thermostat, you can set it to raise or lower the temperature just before bedtime. Pair this with dimming the lights and you'll know when it's about time to head to bed, and you won't have to worry about feeling uncomfortable when you finally lay down. The quickest way to ruin a great sleep session is to be yanked out of deep sleep by a loud, annoying alarm. Instead, try switching to a calm alarm noise and pairing it with a smart bulb by your bedside. When it's time to wake up, you can slowly fade the light on as the alarm sound rises. For more smart home how-tos and other tips and tricks, be sure to check out cnet.com/smartliving.